Здравствуйте, дорогие
Hello, my
друзья!
dear friends.
Меня
My name
зовут
is
Владимир.
Vladimir. I'm a parishioner of St Elisabeth Convent. I'm a singer of the church choir.
Сегодня с вами
Today we are going to cook a very tasty snack
которая
called
называется
falafel.
falafel. Почему falafel?
Why exactly falafel? Because this is a dish that will complement your Lenten diet, and it's nice to cook it even for your guests.
Когда к вам приходят в гости.
Falafel is an oriental dish that is widespread in the Arab world,
арабского мира, в
in Israel, in India. Israel generally considers it to be a national dish, but there is a legend, or maybe not a legend, that the first people to cook this dish were Egyptian Copts, and they cooked it during the Lent when they wanted to replace meat products. Please don't be confused by this exotic name. This dish is quite simple and is made from ingredients that you can easily buy in any grocery store. Now let's start preparing our dish. The main ingredient is chickpea or gram chickpeas. We take chickpeas of small size, fresh cilantro, onion, garlic, jeera, also known as cumin, black peppercorn, coriander, paprika flakes or ground paprika, salt, a glass of vegetable oil, soya cream, soy sauce, sesame, mustard, and lemon. The only thing we need to take care of in advance is to soak the chickpeas overnight in cold drinking water. We've already soaked our chickpeas. Rinse them briefly, we just need to remove the water that they've been soaking in. Now we pass the chickpeas and the onions through a meat grinder. We are going to cut the onion into slices. We have a small onion, so we cut it into 4 pieces, so that it fits the meat grinder. Very quickly, with using a meat grinder, we have minced the chickpeas and onions, and we do not need a meat grinder anymore. Now we need to cut the cilantro and garlic very finely. Of course, you may pass it through a meat grinder, but I prefer the option to chop everything with a knife. Most of the time, when we pass the greens through a meat grinder, they start to release their juice and it turns out a little bit different. We don't want excess liquid in the chickpeas. If you don't like cilantro, of course you can use parsley, or you can do a mix of half parsley, half cilantro, whatever you prefer. So now we are chopping the garlic. Look, our garlic is not very large, so we use 3 small ones. If you have large cloves, 1 will be enough. We have finished preparing onion and greens. Now we'll add the spices. Since our dish is oriental, of course we are going to use spices. It is better to use spices in grains. The best way to grind them is with a mortar, but I will show you how to grind them with a knife handle. First we press them, rub them, and then we chop them with a knife. Of course, maybe it's not perfect only as a handy tool, but the best option is, of course, a mortar and pestle. For this volume, we need a pinch of black pepper. You can add a little bit in general, due to your own taste, as you like. Coriander. Seeds, by the way, are from the same cilantro, which we chopped. In our language, there are 2 words for this product. Coriander stands for seeds and cilantro stands for greens, although in other languages the word coriander is usually used for each of them. Jeera. Cumin jeera is the main spice for our falafel, and in general it is one of the main spices for any oriental dishes. But we'll add a little bit more paprika and we start to rub it. It starts smelling good. The best option is to roast all the spices on a dry pan beforehand.
на сухой сковородке. В этом
In
рецепте
this recipe we use paprika flakes. In general, there is no paprika in classic falafel. It's my own addition.
добавка. Я как
I
раз
tried it once and really liked it. I hope you will like it too.
также добавляю.
We also add sesame seeds. You may have more, you may have less, as you like, and add salt to taste. Here I use Himalayan salt because it is rich in microelements.
Все ингредиенты
We've added all the ingredients for the falafel and now we need to mix everything well. In general, I think falafel is a very good substitute for meat because there is a balanced amount of both protein and carbohydrates. We have also added a lot of greens, so it will contain a lot of vitamins. The dish will be very tasty and nourishing. Now we'll smooth our mess, cover it with a plate or a lid and put it in the fridge. While our mass is being chilled in the fridge, we are going to start making the sauce. Obviously, sour cream sauce is the tastiest, and the best sauce which is made with sour cream and soy sauce, nothing else. Well, since we are making a Lenten sauce, we will replace the sour cream with something else. We take a few spoons of cream, 3-4 spoonfuls, and we start adding a little water. Stir and look at the consistency. The consistency should be similar to sour cream. You don't have to make it very liquid, taking into account that we will also add liquid soy sauce. We also add a spoonful mustard, a little soy sauce. I think it's about a spoonful. It is not thick enough. We will add more dry cream. In general, that's about 5 spoonfuls. Soy cream itself is sweet. We use lemon to add sourness. You don't need to do that with the sour cream. The sour cream is already sour. So we add just a few drops of lemon, stir until we reach homogeneous consistency. Our sauce is ready. It has been 40 minutes. The mass has cooled down in the fridge, soaked up flavors and aromas. And now we are going to roll the balls. We'll use a spoon to do this. We'll cook it by deep frying. If you want, you can just fry on a pan or bake falafel in the oven without adding vegetable oil. By the way, falafel can be made with a surprise. You know, here are dumplings with a surprise. Inside they put whole allspice or some other spice. Whoever gets it has luck. If you cook falafel not during the Lent, you can make another version by adding a piece of cheese. The cheese will melt and it will turn out to be really great. Rolling balls can be a fascinating activity for the whole family. Falafel is better to eat fresh, just fried, so you can make falafel in portions. I think the average per serving is about 6. You can make as many as you want and put the rest covered with a lid and place in the fridge. But I warn you, 6 balls may not be enough. You'll have to get the bowl out of the fridge again and pour the oil back on the pan. Here we have rolled the balls and now we are going to fry. Before we start frying our falafel, line everything with paper napkins that will absorb the excess oil. For cooking falafel, I recommend using a sauté pan or a small pan like that with a handle. The smaller the diameter, the less volume of oil you will need to use for deep frying. The most important thing is that the oil should cover all the balls. This way, you don't need to pour a lot. Pour literally by 2-3 fingers. You don't have to heat the oil too much. Temperature should be moderate. You have to determine how many balls you can fit. Here we are going to put 6 balls at a time. Carefully, using a spoon or a fork, we dip the balls into the oil. The boiling is moderate. It's enough to cook falafel. So we put them down without touching them. In about 30 seconds, we can start turning them and we can see how they begin to get brown. Of course, deep frying may not be the healthiest option, but sometimes you can make such a dish. Now we take them with a slotted spoon and lay them out on a napkin. It is difficult to say exactly how long it takes to fry each portion. You have to decide by looking at the color of the balls. They should be a moderate boiling, and at the same time they should turn light brown in color. Our second portion we also remove with a slotted spoon and put near the first portion. We put the last portion of the rolls into the oil. Looks like the balls are in jacuzzi. As a result, we have these browned, fragrant balls. Now we'll serve them. I have chosen cherry tomatoes for serving. Cut them into little slices, just like this. We have 6 balls. We pour sauce on top of them and sprinkle it with paprika. Falafel is a snack that should be eaten hot, with hands, dipping it in the sauce. You don't need to use any utensils. I hope that this recipe will be to your taste and it will delight your family and friends. Bon appetit and enjoy your meal!